Hi, how's it going? My name is Carson Irwin, and today I'm going to be talking about my individual persuasive presentation. So sorry, my setup's a little different. I'm on vacation, and so this could be a little different than usual. But today I want to talk about an article presented from a startup called Bravecore. Bravecore consists of Chris Deaver and Ian Clausen. They are presenting about the future of work and what they believe the synthesis is of entrepreneurship as well as the traditional employee. As I've been researching about them and reading their articles, I've found a lot of information that's been useful to me and been able to relate to as myself as an employee myself. And I've been able to learn and grow and find some really cool things that I feel as will benefit you as well as myself. And so today I want to talk about why it is important to be a dolphin versus a shark. And I'm not talking animals, I'm talking characteristics. And so essentially, Bravecore, the startup, they came out with this article on Fast Company, the Apple website, and it talks about a CEO. The CEO is sitting in a Zoom call. He's talking to a bunch of his employees, and this is during COVID, so obviously there's layoffs that are happening. The CEO says, "Last time I did this, I cried, and I hope to be stronger today." Saying that in front of all of his employees and talking about how this is going to be a difficult conversation for everybody. He talks about how he sent an email out to them, and the email was relating to, "You are too damn slow. You guys are being dolphins. You need to be sharks. You guys need to be aggressive." And he sent that email out to them before they had this conversation, and ultimately it led to, having to lay people off, saying, "You guys need to be aggressive. I need numbers from you. You guys aren't working. You guys are just working together. You guys need to be aggressive. You need to be go-getters," right? The term of be smarter, work faster, all these things. And Chris Stevers shared a story about this and how he was an employee at a company in Northern California. He had a boss, and Chris was part of HR. The boss went up to him and said, "If I held a gun to your head, would you work faster?" And Chris said, "I actually wouldn't work faster. I'm working as fast as I can right now. I'm working as a team, and we've been able to actually accomplish more with this team than past teams ever have." And so him stating that and his boss being very aggressive, saying you need to work faster, right? You need to be a shark. You need to be aggressive. Now, relating to the number part, I want to talk about numbers in my personal experience. When the boss says you need to get the numbers, you guys need to be here, get this quota. I don't care how you do it, right? Me myself, I'm a supervisor at Vivint. I am in the customer loyalty department, and oftentimes I coach people, right? My job is to coach people up, and if they're not being coached up, then they need to be in a different department or coached out, unfortunately, right? And before, when I first got into this role, I was just coaching on numbers, saying, "Hey, I need you to sell X amount of dollars in X amount of days, and we need your numbers to look like this," right? How effective do you think a coaching like this would be? If I'm telling one of my reps, "I need you to do this and get these numbers," it's not effective, right? My rep's just gonna be like, "Okay, I just need to get some sales and I can get here." No, we need to coach on behaviors first, right? If somebody's not getting this because of their behavior, I need to coach the behavior. I need to say, "Hey, this is how you're going to be at X, Y, and Z." Set a step-by-step plan to overcome that. So first off, the CEO is being really aggressive, saying you need to get numbers. He doesn't tell them how. He doesn't tell them why we need to do this, right? He doesn't help them, okay? With the story of Chris Deaver, same situation, right? You need to work faster, right? There's no logic behind it, right? It's just emotions. That's all it is. Now, I want to talk about what Shark Tank is, right? Shark Tank is a bunch of rich billionaires sitting at a table wanting these wannabe entrepreneurs pitching to them their product, right? They're being aggressive because they need cash. They need cash to grow their company. And so these billionaires can be very aggressive with them, down talk them, right? And the part of being this, they want to be rich, right? They want to be that guy sitting in that seat. They want to be the CEO of their company, right? Now, after doing research, only 15% of Shark Tank companies end up finding success. Now, why do you think this happens, right? They get this money from this person. They say, hey, we'll make a deal. You get 10% stake in my company. I'll give you X amount of dollars, right? They're told to do something, but they don't have the help, right? They don't have help from the CEOs. They don't know what's going to happen, right? They just get this money and now they can go when really they need guidance, right? They need to work together. So it's difficult for these new entrepreneurs to get these deals from Shark Tank due to not having the help that they need after they get the money. So 15%, that's very low. And so you think as a billionaire, if you're giving people money, you're actually just throwing it out the door if you're not helping them, right? Now, I want to talk about how being a dolphin is completely different than being a shark, right? Sharks are aggressive. Sharks don't work together. Sharks are competitive. They consume, right? Think about that as a person. They're competitive, they consume. That's a lot of the CEOs and people out there. Like, they're competitive, they consume. But I feel as they could be much better if they worked right with the company together. The company I work for right now, I can tell you my CEO works very closely with us, and we've been able to find lots of recent success versus other companies I worked at. The CEO was just part of, just the main guy in the chair instead of actually getting to know us, working with us, right? So sharks are aggressive, they consume. People like that, they only want numbers. They only want to look at the spreadsheet, see where they're sitting on a scoreboard. They don't want the actual growth of behaviors. Now, dolphins. The dolphins, as an animal, they're a lot different than sharks. They work together. They're very friendly. They swim together, and essentially they're very smart, right? One thing about a dolphin is that they are not stuck up in self-pursuits. They build relationships and work together. They live together their whole lives, whereas a shark, they're just off doing their own thing. Dolphins believe in power of selflessness, right? So not being selfish. They believe in having that relationship of not being better than one another. They want to help out. Dolphins don't believe everything is about them. They contribute to the ecosystem that they live in, the ecosystem. So they're contributing. So if your ecosystem is your company, you're working with other people to contribute to build this company up. And so what Chris Deaver and Ian Clausen talk about is, no, we need to be dolphins. We don't need to be sharks. Numbers will go up if you work together and coach behaviors versus coaching on numbers, right? And so as you work together with your company and your coworkers and you build each other up, you guys are working in your ecosystem, right? And so this is the synthesis of entrepreneurship as well as the regular employee, because the regular employee, if they don't want to do that, they want to fight against tradition, they'll be that entrepreneur. Now, if they don't want to, if you want to find that synthesis, which I truly believe in, Chris Deaver and Ian Clausen believe is the future, is co-creation, working together. And so I believe co-creation, working in your ecosystem, working as a team, being dolphins, you're going to be far more successful and find more success as a company and as individuals versus being sharks. Sharks want numbers. They don't want long-term success. They want to consume now. They want to look special. They want to look big. They want to have those fancy cars now, but they don't want to work towards the long-term success of what dolphins can do, which is much more than that. Thank you.